Alrighty, welcome to Supernatural Signals, my haunted journal edition. If you're new here, this is where I just casually yap about what's going on in my life, especially anything supernatural I'm experiencing. I also share channel updates, everyday life with my boyfriend, and thoughts on things in the media, like true crime, though the supernatural is always the main focus. On this channel, you'll find three types of content: this haunted journal series, and then my mini mysteries, which you can find on my shorts tab, and then longer investigative deep dive videos, which you can find on the main page as well. I do want to mention that I kind of got allergies out of nowhere. I was just cuddling my dog Buddy, and he is shedding. I found out pit bulls shed during winter, I guess, for a winter coat, even though it's like February. I don't know. But apparently he is shedding. And he has short hair, thank goodness, because that has his breed. But we were cuddling on the couch. He wanted to have a big cuddle session. And because of that, I am now dang. So anyway, fun stuff. So, moving on from that, I did want to just let you know I did drop a short on my mini mystery series. So that is there if you want to look at that. I went into a cryptid about the Fresno night walkers or night crawlers. My bad. Night crawlers, which you can go and look at. It's a short video. Like I think it's less than 3 minutes, so that is there. I'm going to be working on another short today and then good into a more investigative videos. So hope people are enjoying that series. As far as supernatural updates have been going on, there hasn't been much. I do kind of notice like when I kind of have other things on my mind, like I call it human work stuff, but like, everyday work stuff and, been in a lot of meetings and like um just everyday life, going on. I don't And then with the snowstorm and everything that kind of threw everything off. um I don't I notice like I don't see as much activity as I usually do because your minds are on other things, right? And but I will say like updates on Buddy's walks, because I did mention in my previous videos that Buddy has been acting very weird on walks. If you're interested in that, they are in my haunted journal series. But basically, to make it short, is that when Buddy loves his walks, and every time when we go, he's kind of a shy, bashful dog when he's out and about. Unless he's by his home, then he's protective. But he just likes to be by his mommy. He doesn't even really like super long walks to begin with, but he loves them in general. But lately, when I've been taking him out on walks, it's like he just wants to go home. Like he'll be walking fine, we'll be like trotting normally, and then like we'll get like a block or two down the road, and all of a sudden his ears will pick up, he'll get really slouchy, and he'll just pull his way back home. Like it's just like no thanks. So I'm like, well, let's try a different direction. Like I'll try and go past the house, and he's like, nope, and he'll pull into the area where the house is located. Like he was doing that on and off for a long time, but we had the snowstorm, and after that, I took him on a few walks and he's been fine. So I don't know if the snowstorm, like I don't know if the snowstorm like took away whatever was bothering him, whether it was nature wise or spiritual wise, like a cleansing. I don't know. Um, but he's been okay lately. So I took him on a few walks, like I said, since the snow has been clearing up. But yeah, so that was really weird. I'll keep you updated on that, but I do have some footage in my previous videos of me trying to get him to take his walkie, and it's just like nope and stuff. But like I said, I took him on one yesterday and I think the day before, and he was fine then. So I will keep you posted. Again, I don't know if the snowstorm coming, I don't know, took away whatever was bothering him, but yeah, so he's doing good there. The other weird things that have been happening is that, well, I will say the other thing, if you know Buddy, sorry, I just want to talk about this before I forget about it. If you know Buddy, also, he's very sensitive to supernatural things. I just know he is. If you listen to my other videos, you'd understand why I say that. But he sometimes he likes to sleep in the living room because he gets to sleep on the couch. He doesn't get to sleep on the bed during the nighttime because that's where Kitty sleeps, and that's just a no go. So he likes to sleep on the couch in the living room. He likes to sleep. He has a bed in there as well, so he'll switch off and on what he wants to do. But some nights he gets like scared, like he sees something outside, even though I don't see anything. And he gets like kind of worked up, and he does this kind of funny thing where like he doesn't want to admit that he wants to go sleep in my bedroom. Like he's like, no, I can protect the house, and I'm like, come on, buddy. And as soon as I like coach him with his little collar, like kind of tug on it a little bit, he'll like trot in the room and like get all curled up in the bed. It's really cute. But he did do that yesterday. The nights before he did not do that. So he was doing good, like just sleeping alone. But yesterday I heard him kind of like crying, and he was like by the door, and he didn't want to like admit he wanted to come in, and then he like came in and curled up and passed asleep and snored the rest of the night. So, he's starting to do that again. So again, I'll monitor his walks and keep how he goes. I just don't like him anxious. Like the more I get into the supernatural, it's like I'm like, what have our pets been seeing? Right? Like, and then it makes me start thinking about homeless pets. And then I'm like, so are they seeing scary ghost stuff and living on the streets? Like, I just like, I don't know, because Buddy is so like he's not only sensitive to supernatural, but he's sensitive to like emotions. Like I could be playing a video game and I'll get like frustrated in the video game, and he will be on his couch like monitoring the window, right? Because that's where he likes to sit and just like look outside. And I could like just get my blood pressure up because I'm playing a video game. I'm like, oh, da, da, da. And he will feel that and come into the bedroom and like check on me. Like that's how like in tune he is with emotions. Like he's just very protective and very in tune with like anytime like I'll be in a work meeting and I'll be thinking about something, he'll just come running. It's just sorry, that's Kitty. She's also very in tune with her emotions, as you could tell. But you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like he's just very big into like feeling things. And I've never I had a dog had a lot of dogs as a kid, but as I became an adult, I just had two cats, right? Kitty and then Boo, who's no longer with us, but right now anyway. um but who knows what the universe does, but um like uh, those were my babies, so I haven't been used to dogs or whatever, but just getting used to Buddy. And like I said, we found him on the streets, and he adopted us in a weird way, and you know is like the best thing that ever happened to me last year. And I don't know. It's just you could just tell he's so in tune. Like there was one time I talked about this in previous on a journal that something scared him outside, and he like ran back inside and then just like looked at our wall and did this like little puppy. He's like two, and he did this like little like little puppy screech and then like ran to my room. Like it was like he was seeing something and he was running away from it. So my boyfriend suggested some nights to keep the light on in the hallway when he does sleep in the um living room. And I'm like, I started to do that, and I did notice that kind of helps him a little bit. But some days he's just like, no, I want to sleep. Even though I don't get to sleep on the couch, which he loves to do, he wants to sleep in my room with the door shut. And I think he just feels safe that way. Right. And he'll have like bad nightmares sometimes and like cry. And Kitty and him don't get along in the sense of Kitty wants her space, and she wants they're not like fighting, but it's like a brother and sister, like don't get near my bed, don't get near my stuff, like that type of vibe. And whatever. But when Buddy has those bad dreams, she will like poke her little head down where he's sleeping and kind of like look to make sure he's okay. Like almost like, even though I don't like you, like I want to make sure you're okay. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm yapping too much about my pets, but that wasn't the big topic of this. But that's an update on Buddy and what he's been sensing lately. The other weird thing that's been happening in regards to Buddy is that his toys, which I put pictures on again previous haunted journals, but his toys have been rearranged in very strange patterns on his bed. And like I said, I'm not going to get into the details because I talked about it previously before. I don't think it's still happening. Like there was a couple times where I thought they were kind of weird, but in comparison to the pictures I took, especially the first one, they aren't like that as much. So I just think I just chalk it up to Buddy just, having his toys around. He's like, he does the cutest thing. Like, what is his new favorite thing to do ever is if he has something in his mouth, whether it's like a bone or a toy or something, and I want to give him a treat in the kitchen, he'll like, instead of dropping the toy to get the treat, he'll like do a little dance and like dance all the way to his bed. So you put the treat in his bed. So he has his toy and his thing. It's the cutest thing in the world. Sorry, that's just off topic, but it's just the cutest little thing. Like he's literally like, "Come with me and bring my treat here," and he'll like make you follow him to his bed. It's the cutest thing ever. But anyway, but um, so his toys have been like rearranged like purposely, right? And so I got myself a little blink camera to monitor it, and I tried it out in my bathroom area where I could see in my bedroom because I also like it to kind of see what Kitty does during the night. And I there was also weird activity in my bathroom during the summer, so I wanted to see if I caught anything as well there. I did not, except the fact that I kick a lot in my sleep, and I'm surprised Kirby is still alive. But I do kick a lot in my sleep, like literally, like karate chopping. It's kind of wild. Like, so it's like usually around 3 in the morning too. Kirby says, yeah, he knew about it, but he just didn't say anything about it. But he's alive. So, um, yeah, so, and then I like to have it for, like, see what Kitty does at night and stuff like that, but so I think I'm gonna get another Blink camera and set it up in Buddy's living room to see, what happens at night and trying to figure out what maybe spooks Buddy because something happens in the living room, like, he will hide. We have a piano in the living room and, like, a little table next to it, and he will hide under there, like, he won't come out during the night. I have to like coax him and then he'll run into my bedroom. It's so bizarre. So I think I'm gonna get another Blink camera, order that on Amazon, and then do a little investigation there because I do like the camera in my bedroom, and that's just for more like I don't know for me. And like I said, I feel like if there was activity in my bathroom, and then also I just like to see what Kitty does at night, because she's my baby too, and she likes to roam around at night, and I like to know what she does to make sure she's safe. So that's the plan with that, and I will keep you posted. Um, the other things I did want to get into some true crime, but honestly, I'm just not in the mood to talk about true crime. I am following the David case. I know one of his friends, Neil Langston, was apprehended because he didn't go into the he didn't get interviewed to indict David, I guess, and that's the most latest news I know. I know there's something going on with his Tesla as well as like not being able to be used as evidence because basically they I think probably destroyed the car. So that's depressing, but they did arrest Neo who was a friend of David or is a friend of David, and he got arrested because he didn't show up to his I guess they had a warrant for him to uh, be interviewed, and he didn't show up for that, so he got arrested at his mom's home, and now he's been released on a $60,000 bail. I don't know. I don't that case. Every time I think about it, I just feel heavy and gross, and I just really want justice for Celeste. So, um, that's like the main case I've been watching. I just haven't been in the I'm still following true crime stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's just sometimes I don't feel like talking about it. And I just really want that Celeste case to get moving. I think it's also because I was going to talk about more true crime today, but then I saw the Tesla thing that is evidence because if you don't know, that's where her body was found. And apparently the car is not part of the evidence now, I guess, from my understanding. I only saw something briefly. And that just made me sad. So I just don't want to I don't know. I just don't want to talk about true crime right now. But that is the most up to date that I know of the David case. And like I said, I follow some other cases like the Teppy case and the Nick Reiner case. But I just don't feel like looking up stuff right now. I know there's something happening with Charles Adelson. Maybe he's trying to get an appeal going. I don't know too much about that, but I think that's happening today, but honestly, I'm kind of sick of the adolescents. Unless what's her face gets arrested, which if you follow the case, you know what I'm saying by what's her face. I then I just I don't know. Sometimes I'm like in a really true crime mood, and sometimes I'm just like, bleh. Because it's exhausting. And I don't know. And I think the Celeste thing is really bothering me because I feel like with that case, like your dog people were this little girl was missing for how long, like it just, and she was hanging out with who for how long, and no adult thought this was freaking weird. Like that's I think why it really bothers me. Like it could have been prevented, right? She shouldn't have been in that situation. Not saying that what he did or what he's being accused of um justifies any type of like thing, like it's only his fault, but at the same time it's kind of like nobody said a freaking word, like with this creep like writing music about a freaking 13-year-old, like whatever. 13, bro, I was still playing Barbies at 13. Like how much could you, how obsessed can you be as a girl that 13, right? Did she even start her woman time? Like I just anyway. Honestly, anyone involved in that case that even knew just about his relationship with that girl should be fucking indicted. Anyway, this is why I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna go. Um, uh, but yeah, I hope everyone is having a good day. It's Tuesday when I'm recording this, so I'm probably gonna post it right now. I know it's a short one, but there's not much else to yap about as far as supernatural goes. So thank you for listening, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the week. And as always, stay curious and stay tuned into the supernatural. Thanks for watching.